just yet. So my plan today was
xQcOW.
originally going to be me just uploading my part 6 or 7 of my Sekiro playthrough. But a big announcement ended up coming out from FaZe. And no, on my channel, I don't necessarily talk about FaZe a ton. I don't really make any comments about anything that's really going on in the background with the team or organization or whatever it is at this point. Mostly because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on. And it seems like a lot of the people themselves that are even in the highest position also had no idea what was going on half the time. I'm talking over like a multiple year span at this point, like pre-pandemic, still had no idea what was going on. So just to explain from my position, I don't really talk to anybody. I have to put that.
Chad, this guy articulates well enough that I can put it on 2x and I can hear everything he's saying. It. Guys, this guy is well spoken enough. It's so easy. This is good. It's like me, chat. Look,
spam your favorite emote now.
Chat, it's like me.
Out there. I'm cool with everybody. I'm cordial with everybody. I respect most people that are respectful to me, and I just stay out of the way. I don't get involved with shit. I try to have my own little bubble here. I'm not involved in all the LA moves and stuff that happened years and years ago. I don't have any interests or goals to turn my current platform, what I do for content creation. I don't plan to use this as a platform to launch myself into something else. My plan this entire time is to literally do this shit until I die. So just to give you an idea of what kind of person I am, I stay the fuck out of the way. I don't get involved with shit. I don't learn about shit. I just did my own thing. I still have as much information as I had 8+ years ago. I've been in the team for 10 years at this point. I've seen a lot of highs and I've seen a whole lot of lows. I've seen a whole lot of activity and complete inactivity from the overall channel, the brand itself of FaZe. But FaZe ended up announcing today that a ton of people were kicked from the team. And the only remaining people in terms of content creators and stuff like that, I'm sure that they're keeping the esports teams. That's a whole separate thing. Esports side of everything pops off. But the remaining roster, everyone else is out. That is the roster. Now, I talked to Tommy last night and he filled me in on things. Also note that this was like the first time that I talked to Tommy, and straight, no joke, I'm not joking, years. And we were laughing about this shit on the phone. And a lot of people will take that like, oh, well, shouldn't like all of the leaders of your team reach out to you and talk to you, yada yada. It's a two-way street. I don't reach out or reply or entertain half the shit that is ever sent to me. I try to keep my circle incredibly small. Everybody outside of that point, again, respectful and everything like that, but people don't really know me. I don't really know them. People just don't know a ton about me, and I keep it that way on purpose. So right here, they ended up putting a little video out, Control Alt Delete, and they just basically are doing a hard reset. And you can see here they got a list of the people that they ended up kicking from the team: Agony, Blaze, Booyah, Seabass, Scissors. I mean, names that have been in the team for a very,
so
very
nothing
long time.
happens.
Replays is in here twice. I think that's a mistake because Replays is still on the roster. I don't know. Sway, Testy. This reset, to my understanding, is to basically just get a clean slate and build back up from that point because there were so many decisions and people that were in the team and things like that that a lot of people didn't even know who was who. Even though I know absolutely everybody that's on this list, and also I think the majority of people on these lists that work, I still think that they do represent FaZe and did a really good job representing FaZe overall and what they stood for. At least. To be fair, a lot of people will view FaZe very differently through different lenses depending on whatever you heard about them. A lot of people that were around for a really long time, they knew FaZe as, you know, trick shotting in particular, Call of Duty specifically, the New York House, and even well before the New York House with all the montages and other things like that. But that whole shit.
What am I saying? Do you not get it?
And episodes and things like that. That whole genre of things has absolutely died out, or at least isn't worth investing into at this point as an entire organization, which I completely understand. Obviously, that community is still there, it's alive, but it's not like how it was. And even the people that still produce that content know what it is. But people also associate FaZe with like crypto and all of this other shit that I don't even have a crypto wallet, drama and all this other shit. Basically, every single thing that I actively avoid. But I've been in this team a really long time, and I've seen how things have changed.
You guys, you're not paying attention, chat. So far, nothing happened so far. The guy's involved with FaZe operations, and I think he's probably gonna end up the video saying that like he doesn't feel any way about it because it doesn't affect him because I don't think he's using the brand, and the brand is not using his likeness to grow or cross-grow in any sort of way. So like I don't think this does anything for him at all.
Everything that's going on behind the scenes because of, you know, how I keep to myself. I have a lot of love and respect for all of the people that even recruited me in the first place, that even gave me an opportunity to grow to what I am today. The way that I was doing things and the way that things were going, I feel like I would have made it to where I wanted to be regardless. But I can't deny that FaZe absolutely helped me and gave me some of the most memorable moments in my life. Literally just going to the New York House was one of the most memorable experiences, and it's just going there with other content creators. That's one of the most memorable things that I've ever done in my life, and I absolutely cherish and appreciate all of that because I would not do any of this stuff whatsoever. Again, I was offered to go and live in mansions and shit, move across the country and all this other stuff, and I just want to keep to myself. Since I'm really disconnected from this stuff, I wasn't aware of entirely of who everyone was that was getting kicked or who would be left or whatever. But with that said, I'm still happy to see people like Replay specifically and Scope, obviously. I recruited Scope myself. I think these guys still embody exactly what like the quote old FaZe was, and it's something that at least a lot of people respect, even if it doesn't garner.
Oh, he's the end. Yeah, I thought he was cut.
Ways that people have, you know, found their own way to get their attention and all this other shit. These guys also don't get involved in none of that shit. I have to say, no, I don't agree with cutting all of these people. But again, at the same time, I see exactly what they're doing. I understand what they're doing, and I'm just super mixed on this whole thing. I was even contemplating just like completely ignoring this whole thing, like I do with virtually everything else, and I just continue to do my own thing without making, you know, too many comments on this thing. But since the roster has been cut down so much,
why not?
My name, I guess, stands out more. Gotta at least, you know, put how I feel out there. I feel sad for every single person that got kicked, but I'm also excited for what FaZe is playing.
I mean, do you think these people would stay without a salary or without a paycheck? I mean, no. And they would feel used, so it's fine. No, they wouldn't stay. Fuck no.
Even if that means that I'm not even going to physically even get involved with it. I barely collab, I don't do photo shoots, I don't do shit. And for whatever reason, people really respect that. So thanks, I guess. But I want to say to everybody that got kicked, we're all incredibly talented people. Don't really agree with, you know, everybody getting kicked like the way that it has gone, at least. But again, I do see what FaZe is doing. But having people like Scope and Replay still in the team, I think still serves as a little bit of a hope for people that aren't doing any of these like IRL streams, disturbing the public.
Huh? So that's the point. Oh, it seems like it is, yeah.
Gambling and all this other shit. Not into all the flashiness.
Guys, for the management, it's about money. I mean, of course, guys, they're doing a fucking cut, so they're not. Like, do you think that they would be losing exposure for free? Like, what?
And all that bullshit. I think that there's still hope to be able to join the team as that type of creator. That's my impression looking at this. All the people that are still in, though, adapt to Apex Banks. I don't know what Rain is doing. I guess he's like he's there in my proximity, like here and there, but he's not deep in there. Actually, Rain's position is actually super cool to me. He's like there, but he's not. It's fucking awesome. He's even replying to this shit. Like, I understand that when I was starting to hear about people getting kicked, first of all, I wasn't even sure if it was true, and then Banks did like this interview or whatever, and pretty much like publicly confirmed that that's what's happening. So from that point, I was sitting there thinking like, you know, I might get kicked. Very similar to that sick April Fool's joke that Apex played on me years and years ago, the absolute classic. I was prepared for the worst. When I got kicked back then, when I was in the team for like only a couple weeks or something like that at the time, I took that shit on the chin. And I was ready to just continue doing exactly what I was doing. That's the beauty of it all. Regardless of whatever was going to happen, regardless of whether or not you're still on this team, there's still someone that has this creative energy in you and you have the means to actually create regardless. So I just want to thank everybody for all the
massive cuts to revive the org.
Oh no shit! I mean, of
giving me
course.
stuff that they're giving me all the reinforcement and things like that. I just wanted to clarify that, you know, I do feel bad about this.
I mean, I understand. I didn't miss anything
decisions
tomorrow.
or anything like that. I'm not mad at them. It's just, you know, speaking about how I feel bad about who got cut, the way that they got cut, things like that. I don't feel some type of way towards banks and them. They're doing something that is obviously a big deal. Otherwise, people wouldn't have been discussing this as heavily as they have. The corporate side of everything really fucked a lot of things up with FaZe, and understand that this is a lot of business related shit, and that's something that I really, really don't like. Just
Guys, I could go in details about like how this shit works, but it's gonna be boring.
individual, not even as a creator. As an individual, I don't like business. I don't like business talks, which is why I barely do any sponsorship type of things, even if it is as simple as just signing some sort of contract and agreeing to it. I don't like doing that. G Fuel is like the literal one thing that I've ever actually done. And it's mostly because I just like the actual product. I actually consume the product. I don't like business. I don't like getting involved with business, and I don't like the bright lights. I don't like it at all. And this is part of the reason why I think a lot of people get caught in the crossfire, and they don't necessarily deserve it. But I'm excited for the future of FaZe. I'm excited to also, you know, try to converse with people a little bit more closely. Looking forward to.
Chat. Esports outpace expectations in projections. What that means is that it's under my understanding that people were like all in on esports, and then people bought spots in teams that are very expensive. And what that does is that if you wanted to stay in the esports sphere, you had to get third-party investors and venture capital, and a lot of investors to come in and inject cash into your operation, and you could not survive without it. I'm pretty sure nobody at this point was able to survive as a big tier 1 operation without any investor cash. And what that means is that it dilutes the grassroots parts of it, because they lose shares and percentage ownership of the brand. And what that does is that the big money, most of it, was now in esports and new FaZe and new teams of FaZe, and all the grassroots video making influencer part of FaZe got eclipsed and outpaced, unfortunately, and we're left behind. At one point, they're still getting paid salaries, and it's expenses, and it's money going nowhere, and it has to be cut. And at one point, they have to just say, yo, guys, like, listen, investor cash is cool and all, and it's cool that people get paid, but at that point, it doesn't make sense anymore. And now we're at the point, even in esports, where the people starts going down, and now we're on the downwards trend, where people start to make things more profitable, and, you know, like,
you know, just seeing what everybody does, and with it being a little bit of a more exclusive roster, people will naturally gravitate towards each other a little bit more, and you know, who knows, maybe I'll open up a bit more to other people and shit. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Thank you guys so much for, you know, defending me, I guess, in a weird way. Please try not to put other people down that got kicked, though. I'm seeing jokes and shit being thrown around about certain people getting kicked from the team. It fucked up to me. Shout out to all those guys that, you know, we made montages with over all the years, like Dirty, Agony, Blaze, Testy, Kitty. These are videos that I'll look back on years and years later, even if the montage scene is, you know, however it is. See where FaZe goes. Tomorrow I'll have another xQcOW video up. I'm probably not going to talk too much more about this shit, because again, I don't know enough to speak on a lot of this stuff. I just want to sit there and explain how I feel about it, not get involved in too many decisions. I don't have the heart to do any of this.
Guys, it's either this or like they go fucking bankrupt, and then they start fucking laying off all the fucking teams of esports and fucking letting go of all the, and then that's even people would be more mad. Like, what?
-$5. A majority of the OG FaZe members were not getting paid. They also had a dog shit lottery merch system to where you couldn't even drop your own merch.
Interesting, yeah. What's up with the fucking Kalai thing? I don't know what happened with that.
At xQc play Warframe.
Cool, do you remember?
Bro,
Love you, buddy. Heart.
Bro, why did y'all bail me out?
Cool.
You should download a skin for Jill.